with debilitating illnesses, disease, even disabilities, can access medical assistance in dying. Canada's Attorney General and Minister of Justice David Lametti spoke one-on-one with City News today about the changes that have been years in the making and how they impact Canadians. One of the big changes is that death no longer needs to be reasonably foreseeable. There is a list of criteria that must be met. There's going to be some who say this goes too far. What would your reply be to them?
First of all, remember that the three other criteria, in addition to reasonable foreseeability of death, still are present in the non-end of life regime. So there still has to be a serious illness, disease, or disability. There still has to be an advanced state of irreversible decline and intolerable suffering. All of those are still present. In addition, we've added a number of other safeguards. There is a strong regime in place that was precisely put in place listening to the concerns of the disability community.
There no longer needs to be consent right up to the moment of a made provision for those whose death is reasonably foreseeable, those who fit into that first criteria. Why was that so important for you and your government?
The classic examples are terminal cancer, for example. A person has the ability to set a date with their doctor so that if they do lose capacity, because if they do lose that capacity to make that final yes, their wishes will still be respected.
When it comes to those with mental diseases, there's now a 2-year period for our federal government to figure this out. How do you envision it working in?
These are challenging issues. That being said, I just want to allay the fears that some people have raised, that somebody could just walk in off the street and say, I'm depressed, I would like to have MAID. That can't happen under the current regime with C7. It's certainly not going to be the endpoint after 2 years of study where we've looked at the conditions carefully, and we've set out a careful set of criteria.
Now, also under review by the government over the next 2 years is whether or not a mature minor who fits under the new MAID criteria will be allowed to access a doctor-assisted death.